So at this step, what would we do? Plug it in. So we hit our y equals again. Hit negative 2x plus 5. And again, make sure you use your negative key. We still have issues with people hitting the minus key, which is over on the side, and the negative key down at the bottom. That is negative 2x. You need to make sure you hit the negative key. So negative 2x plus 5 and x minus 1. So we hit our graph key. Watch them draw up there. How do we get the point of intersection again? Alpha zoom. And what is the point of intersection? 2, 1. I just wish you guys understood how lucky you are. 2, 1 is your answer. So now all you have to do is sketch the two graphs. So we get our points by hitting second graph. What's one point off of the y1 line? 0, 5. What's another point off of the same line? Go up or down? 2, 1. So that is the first line. We've got it sketched. Now what's a point off of the second, the y2? Are we not seeing how to get the points off? 0, negative 1. And we can use 1 or 2, 1 for that one as well. Three x plus 4y equals 12. And 6x plus 8y equals negative 16. I'm going to move through this one a little faster. So we have to solve that, those both for y again, just like we did on the last one. So we move to 3x. So we have 4y equals negative 3x plus 12. Divide everything by 4. Negative 3/4 x plus 3. And then solve the other one. Y equals negative 6x minus 16. Divide everything by 8. Anybody see anything about these two lines? Yeah, we had a few yesterday that recognized that as well. How do you know they're parallel? They're the same slope. At the same slope. When will they intersect? Yeah. So whether you got that copy down or not, go ahead and type those in your calculator to see what's going to happen. Make sure you put your 3/4, your negative 3/4 in parentheses.
There's X and B inside.
Doesn't matter. Shouldn't change it whether it's inside or outside. So on your graph, and I'm not going to get exact points here, just for time's sake, but your graph looks something like this. Okay, and you do still need to get exact points. I'm just sketching those up there for time's sake. But if you hit now your alpha zoom, what does it say? No points found. That's because there are no points. This one is no solution. Okay, they're parallel. They will never intersect. So there's no solution for those. That's why I said almost always your answer will be a point. There are some special cases, like this one, where it's not a point. There is no place where those two lines will intersect. So what do you think the other case would be? It's the same line. And I'm not going to go all the way through this one either. But 9x minus 6y equals 24. What is your first line? 6x minus 4y equals 16 is your second line. If you solve those both for y, which I'm not going to go through all those steps, but if you solve them both for y, for the top one, y equals 3 times x minus 4. And then when you got to the bottom of solving the other one, it would be the exact same. You can see right there, those are the exact same line. I have no idea. As it goes through -4. So when you graph those on your calculator, it's just going to show one line. Even if you type both of those in, it's just going to show you one line, which you still want to type that in to get your points in order to get it graphed. But it's just going to show one line. You won't see anything else other than that on your graph. And the answer for these, when they are the same line, is all real numbers or infinite solutions. Okay? So if you end up with the exact same line, it is infinite solutions. And you do still need to sketch that line. So what's one possible answer we could get from these problems? One possible way the answer will be how many solutions? Is that a trick question? For our answers, what your final answer would be? What's one possible answer you could put in? What? A point. That's one possibility, that they cross one time, and that's your one answer, a point where they cross. What's another possible answer? No solution. That's parallel. They do not cross at all. And then infinite would be your other possibility. So there's three possibilities that you would get, either 1 point, infinite points, or no points. So looking in your book on page 118 and 19, there are a few vocab that talk about what those answers are. Consistent. And inconsistent. Consistent means it has at least one solution. Inconsistent has no solutions. So which one would parallel lines be? Consistent or inconsistent? Inconsistent. And then the other one is dependent. Or independent? Independent means exactly one. They can be more than one of those. For instance, if you just get 1 point for your answer, if the two lines intersect right here and your point is 1, 3, would that be consistent or inconsistent? Consistent. It has at least one. And then which one of these would it be? Independent, because it has exactly one. So that one would be consistent and independent. If you look at the bottom of page 119, it kind of summarizes that for you. You have the 3 graphs right there. And again, the one on the left that we just did, that's consistent and independent. The one in the middle, they are the same line. That's consistent and dependent. And then the one on the right-hand side is parallel. That is simply inconsistent. So on your homework, it will ask you which ones of those it is. Not on all the problems, but on a few of them. So make sure if your directions say to list that you do that. So the problems that you are doing from section 3.1 are on page 120. One through 4, all. 8 through 12, all. 14 through 24, even. Now, one thing before you get started, look at the directions for number 12, for instance, or numbers 1 and 2, either way. What do the directions say for numbers 1 and 2? By completing a table. Did we do any tables up here? No. And do you know why? Because where do we get our table? Out of the calculator. So again, your life is so much easier that you don't have to just plug in values and try to find where the line intersects. So you will not follow the directions on those, okay? Your goal is to what? The goal, what? I interrupted whoever was answering, but yes, find where they intersect. That's your goal on every homework problem. Graph the 2 lines, see where they cross, and if it says to list those consistent or independent things, that you would list those as well. That's all you're doing on all the problems. Okay?